All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Apple officially released iOS 26.2.1 to the public yesterday, and we need to talk about battery life, performance, and if you should update right now. So first things first, if you go to Settings, General, and About, you can see 26.2.1 has a full build number of 23C71, and the only listed change we have here is support for the second generation of AirTags, along with the generic bug fixes that they always seem to put down. So, first things first, iOS 26.2.1 is a minor update, which usually means it's focused always on bug fixes, stability improvements, and under-the-hood optimizations, rather than new features. Apple didn't add anything flashy here, but historically, these double-point releases can make a big difference in day-to-day usage, which for the general public is all they care about for stability and battery life. Well, after installing 26.2.1, early signs are actually pretty encouraging, and the first thing I want to talk about is standby battery life. This phone has been off the charger for a little bit, and we are still at 98%, so standby drain appears to be slightly improved, and background activity seems more controlled. What I mean by that is if you actually jump around and go through different apps here, everything is actually holding in memory pretty well. No main issues. You can see here, we did run a Geekbench 6 score for you, and I want to show you that history now also. So as you can see from the prior one I ran on January 12th, we had a single core score of 3398 and a multi-core score of 9124. Take a look at these performance gains actually from 26.2.1. Now, after running it yesterday afternoon, we have a new single core score of 3761 and multi-core score of 9604. That is a nice little jump here from just a regular dot release. So that is definitely good. I also did make a comment when I actually installed this that this iPhone Air got substantially warm, obviously around the camera plateau, over 110 degrees, and then hovering around 100 for the bottom rest half of the phone. But ever since, I do have to say, the device isn't heating up as much as it used to, and then during scrolling and all that, and messaging and browsing, I haven't experienced any other heat ups since that initial time. Now, that said, keep in mind, if you do just update, battery life A might fluctuate in the first 24 hours or so while iOS reindexes, and B, it might get warm nonetheless. So just keep that in mind. I would personally say, so far, that early battery life testing would be slightly better than 26.2. As far as connections here, wireless connections and everything go, we haven't had any issues, no dropped Wi-Fi connections while on a strong network connection, which is definitely good to see. I will say everything, the app launcher and everything does seem quicker. I haven't seen many dropped frame rates like I was prior. Animation seems smooth, as you saw earlier as well. There was a little hiccup right there, that was interesting, but everything for the most part is smooth. Those animations, those bounces look good and have been working flawlessly the whole time. Also, the keyboard responsiveness does feel pretty smooth. And if you didn't see our other video talking about the keyboards being fixed, take a look at this. Autocorrect, voice to text, and the actual predictive text line are finally back working in working order, I should say. Hey, how's everything going? Do you have any plans for the day? I am reviewing a new IKEA speaker. Do you want to know anything specific about it? And look how perfect and quick that actually came to be. And then if you do your actually just swipe texting or gestures, we'll say, hey, how are you? And you can see here, I'm just checking in. It is actually predictively typing everything as you would hope. This bar, I was having numerous issues disappearing. You wouldn't see your predictive text. It wouldn't auto capitalize things that it normally would have. So this is definitely good to see. From what I was seeing online, also, performance improvements are especially notable on older iPhones, devices that really felt sluggish on iOS 26 from that liquid glass. That seems to be improved here as well. And phones with limited storage or heavy background usage, performance does seem, allegedly, to to have been improved on those other devices as well. Now, the big question is always, should you update? All of these dot releases, all these public releases, 100%, I think you should absolutely update if, and there's a big caveat here, if you are already on iOS 26. If you have not updated to Liquid Glass, you are still not going to like this update. There are still those elements in here, those substantial changes. The design language has changed from iOS 18. You might want to hold off then while you still can, because as always, you now cannot downgrade back to a prior version of iOS. Apple stopped signing all iOS 18 variants. So just something to think about. Keep that in mind. Now you have some ideas about performance, stability, battery life. And as you can see, even since we started this video, we have not lost another percentage. We are still at 98%. Screen on, what's the brightness? About 75% of the way up, and not a single drop has hit this air. That's it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. We will catch you in the next one. Peace.